Okay, so going back to our calendar, I guess I should have put that on a little bit different order. Sorry about that. We have a meeting here, big project update. And let's say that I really want to make sure this is recorded. It's a big project update. This is important to record it. If I drill into this meeting and just open it up after it's created, and I have my Teams meeting info right here, I have my meeting options. So I'm going to click on my meeting options. Click on my meeting options. Try this again in non-edit mode here. So there we go. Click on your meeting options. It's a little bit blank. It can be a little pain too. This is the options for this exact meeting. So what you can see is who can bypass the lobby. So there's actually one meeting that I have like recurring that I just want everyone to be able to join right away. So I can change the people who were invited, and then everybody will be able to join regardless of if I'm in the meeting or not yet to let them in. So this can be really handy, especially for certain meetings. If you might be running late, if you're hosting a meeting for like 5 different groups, this can be really helpful. If you just don't want the beep beep interruptions, that comes with everybody who tries to join. You can do a few other things in here, but down near the bottom somewhere around here, record and transcription, you can say record and transcribe automatically. So I can hit this little toggle, and that will actually start the recording the minute the meeting starts. So if it's an important meeting, you don't want to forget to record it, you can actually turn that on. So I don't use this too often, but every once in a while, I'm like, that's going to be between a couple things. I know I want to record it. Or so if somebody asks me to record a meeting up front, I try to remember to do this right away, because I definitely have had somebody ask me to record a meeting. I'm like, sure, no problem. 2 weeks later, we're in the meeting, we're halfway through, and I'm like, shoot, we never started recording. So a pretty convenient way to get that ahead of time. All right, back to Outlook. As you recall, down the side here in Teams, we had apps. In Outlook, we also have apps. And so in Outlook, I can hit this little apps button, and I can add apps in Outlook too. I use the ones in Teams way more often. I've actually never noticed this welcome guide to Microsoft 365, but that seems like it could be helpful. I've never seen it before, so no promises. The one that I do really like is this Groups app. So choosing Groups, I now have the Groups app on the side, and I can right click and I can pin it. So why do you care about Groups? Well, Groups are Microsoft 365 groups, which are also tied to SharePoint sites. So if we have created your SharePoint for you, we have created Microsoft 365 groups associated with those SharePoints. So if you want to see all of the SharePoint sites that you have, you can come in here, and your list of SharePoint sites would be right here. This is everything you would have access to. And if I go in and I pick my group, it starts by just showing you the email, which probably doesn't matter. Rarely do I see people use group email. But right next to that, we have a very handy files. And so when I go to files, at first it shows me this recent files. And then below that, we have essentially the web version of SharePoint embedded right in your browser. So I can come in here, I can find my files, which apparently most of these folders are empty. Okay, there we go, found some more files, and interact with this. So this is a really great way to interact with these files. Instead of like going to office.com, go to SharePoint, find the SharePoint site, and then go to documents, you can do it all right from within Outlook. You can even from here, if you were to get a new computer, you want to sync these sites, you can hit the sync button, which will be right here, which is what you would need to do once per site to get it to sync and show up in your file explorer. And so that will now show up, and it'll be here in my OneDrive, Market Project Team, with all the files. So this is I really like this Groups app. It works awesome in New Outlook. I tested it in Classic Outlook, and it worked great. And 4 days ago, Matt and I got on, and he tried to use it in Classic Outlook, and it didn't work at first for him. And for me, I turned it on in Classic Outlook and it took like 5 minutes and then it worked fine after that. So new Outlook, this is awesome. Classic Outlook, it mixed reviews on how usable it is, but give it a try. Maybe it'll work great for you. I do think it's intended to work for Classic Outlook, so I would expect whatever the problem was, they'll get it fixed. All right, and I have been talking a lot about new Outlook versus Classic Outlook, and you actually asked somebody here, asked in part one, what's the difference between new Outlook and Classic Outlook? Well, let's save that for just a minute from now. So Outlook, open multiple instances of Outlook, Control-Shift-V to paste this plain text, filter those calendar events, search the calendar, how to view one email in light mode, set a meeting to auto record, and other cool settings like letting those guests bypass the lobby, the Groups app, and new Outlook versus Classic Outlook.